Welcome to the channel. You guys know that I've got time to talk. A little bit of time to talk. I'm gonna throw a statistic out there. 2025. 17% of men in 2025, it's projected they will make 17% will make over $100,000 per year. 6% of that, now keep this in mind, 6% of that number is African American men or black men. And I believe I might give another average. Probably the average salary right now, if you're a black man, is somewhere around $45,000 a year. Kevin Samuels used to ask women, black women, that called his show the question of how do they want to live? How many kids do they want to have? And after he heard their answer, he would ask them what will be your contribution to the household? Do you plan and do you plan to work? Do you plan to be a stay-at-home mom? What's the outlook? And after hearing the outlook, the next question he would ask is, or somewhere within this range of questions, what state do you live in? What state do you live in? Now keep this in mind. 17% of men will make over $100,000 a year. 6% of those men will be black men. Average salary for a black man is probably between $45,000, maybe $50,000 per year. Women, if you are in a relationship with a man and you hear all this, I gotta have a man to provide, I gotta have a man to do A, B, C, and D, blah, blah, blah. He gotta be keep this in mind. Keep that number in mind. 6%. 6%. What I'm saying is that in a relationship in 2025, with inflation upon us, it is going to take two people giving to the household, giving to that household. And I have got to make that very, very specific. Giving into your household, whomever you are married to, it's going to take two. It's going to take two to get the ball rolling exponentially with those numbers in mind. If you're making above those numbers, God bless you, and keep on seeking to make more. As inflation continues to climb, so should you. You guys see me running the pool business. Actually, it's much more than a pool business. This is it's a home and residential services, commercial and residential. What does the name say? Yeah, residential and commercial services, which could be a wide range of things that I do. Keep in mind, it is going to take two. What is your contribution to the household? And we're not talking about love, care, emotional support. We're not talking about that. We're talking about financial responsibility. What do you want your financial responsibility? What percentage of that do you, what percentage of that will you take, not will you, or do you want to, what percentage of that will you take on? Keep this in mind. One of the biggest reasons for divorce, breaking up, separation is finance. And if you and your husband or wife or partner have a financial plan and you stick to it, you guys have a financial plan and you're in agreement on a financial plan, you've got to, and within this financial plan, you've got to understand where you currently are. Okay, we got $2 saved. Where we want to be, okay, we want to save $10. Okay, now how are we going to do this? You got to understand where you are, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there, meaning the vehicle. The vehicle. How do you plan to pull some more overtime? Do you plan to pick up another job? Do you plan to be, how are we planning to get there? Once you guys figure this out, those are the three main things. This is where we are. This is where we need to be. This is how we're going to get there. That is a business plan. And you'll hear me say it time and time again. Marriage is a business. It is the uniting of two businesses together, two single entities coming together to become one, a merger. That is what is happening. And within any merger, you merge for a couple reasons. You want to see profit. You want to see profit. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking about this today, and I started thinking about this early this morning, and I said, Kevin Samuels asked the correct question. He asked the correct question. If women, if you want this, what's your contribution going to be to it? What's your financial responsibility? When you get married, there is a thing called responsibility. A lot of people say, okay, we married for love, we married for this. Once the love dust settles, once the love dust settles, let's look at real life. Let's look at the plan. Let's look at the goals. How are we planning to do this? And you've got to look at your partner and say, hey, this is what I'm planning to do for us. And we're talking about a direct impact. This is how this is going to directly impact this household. This is the tangible number that will be seen. Men, you also need to do the same thing. Hey, I'm gonna pull some more overtime. Josh, I'm out here. I'm gonna go clean some more filters. I'm gonna put some more bids on some jobs. And you got to keep the plan going until that goal is met. That goal is met, and you whether you're sitting down saying, okay, well, we're spending too much here, and this can be better used there, or maybe we won't do so much of this year. You know, for me and my household, we did a lot of traveling. And even if you have points, air mile points and all that stuff, it still is money. The average trip for us, and I'm speaking in the terms of us. I'm not even speaking in the terms of a single individual now, because it's two people. You know, the average round trip for maybe a single person might range between, $300 to $500, depending on your airline. Times that by two. Next time's that, okay, where the dog's gonna stay at? Blah, 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 blah. Then we got to either add all those numbers up. Okay, well, this is having a direct impact. Instead of us doing ABC, and instead of us doing that this year, we can take that money. We can still pretend like we're traveling, but just start paying stuff off. Okay, we didn't do this. We wanted to do this, but let's better put this there. Anyway, I'm digressing, but I think I'm gonna title this what's for men and women, what will be your financial contribution? What percent? What dollar amount? What will be your financial contribution to your household? I have a technician, and he at this moment is the only one working. I commend him. It's a very commendable thing. Man, you're working, and you have 4 mouths to feed. Your wife, 2 newborns, the son from a previous marriage. So you got 5 mouths to feed. 5 mouths to feed. And yes, I understand that daycare is expensive. I understand daycare is expensive. I mean, it's tough. It's tough because I'm under the. How can I put this? I believe in planning to have kids. I believe in no accidents. I'm 47 years old. I technically should not be having any kids. I'm cool. But my wife is otherwise. But at the same time, okay, well, what's the plan? It's like, okay, do we have medical? Do we have health? That is the biggest expense. The biggest expense. That's the largest expense, even when you don't have kids. Just go for an emergency room visit, or just see how much it costs to get teeth pulled without insurance in this field, in that field. It's a major expense. It's an expense that will bankrupt you. One sickness, if you don't got that insurance, it will bankrupt you. So, you got to look at certain things in life, and you've got to plan for it. Okay, if we want to do this, then what's the plan? What's the plan? This is where we are. We understand where we are. Okay, we want to get from here to Calcutta. That's something I made up. Whether Calcutta may be a vacation trip, Calcutta may be, someone needs to purchase. We need to get there. Okay, now how are we going to do that? Those are valid questions. Those are valid questions that should be asked when spending big money. Big money. It's like if you go to a bank and you want to spend some of the bank's big money, you want to take out a loan. They want to understand, okay, we understand your financial situation, where you are. Okay, you need to get here, or you need to get here. How you gonna pay us back? What's your plan for it? What's your repayment plan? Do you have a good job? Let's take a look at your credit history. Let's do this. Let's do that. All of this takes planning. So back for the topic at hand, men and women, what's your financial contribution to the household? Let me know the answer in the comment section. Like, share. I'm gonna get me in front of him because he's coming fast. Like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I'm out.